So one of the things I'm most often called crazy for is saying that cartoons are evil. And I accept that there are a few exceptions to this rule. There's that PBS show about with the buffalo. It's like Adventures from the Book of Morals or something like that. It was pretty okay. I mean, I wouldn't say that it had like that it was like evil. It wasn't evil. I wouldn't say it was like standing for any type of great thing or anything like that either. And there was that somewhat. It was like half live action, half, or not even half, but there was that little cartoon character in that little Jesus cartoon. I think it's called like McGee and Me. You know, I kind of think that's evil in its own right. You know what I mean? Because they oftentimes embellish these stories and they try to make a point. They try to take something from the Bible and relate it to this child's life, and it doesn't always add up really, and it's kind of confusing and disorienting, and it can really actually make things more confusing, I think, for children. Um, so yeah, I'm just not into cartoons. I especially hate adult cartoons, and there are some exceptions to those too. I mean, I do like some of them. I love King of the Hill. It was my favorite show for years and years and years and years. I loved that show for a long, long time. But it is evil because they try to throw in that. They try to throw in Bobby's questionable sexuality, and they definitely demonize a lot of conspiracy theories, and they just try. They seek to make things seem more unusual than they perhaps are in real life, and you can get away with that a lot easier in a cartoon. So yeah, I liked King of the Hill. I just started watching F is for Family last night, and I love Bill Burr. Bill Burr is fucking hilarious. He's one of my favorite comedians, one of the funniest people of all time, without a doubt. Just he's hilarious, and he's very critical of things, and I appreciate that in most people. But when you have that type of critical humor, and you're trying to relate it to a cartoon, you're not really being real. You're not really being. You're not giving a real criticism of anything because you're talking about something that's happening in imaginary land. It's somewhere on. It's one of the things that I would be surprised that Bill Burr would do. I'm surprised that Bill Burr would be like the main guy in a cartoon because like that's just kind of fruity to me, and I don't see Bill Burr as that type of dude. I don't see him as this type of person that's out to like change reality and make things what they aren't. And I don't know. I have been watching that cartoon, and I'm probably gonna try to at least finish the first season, just so I can give a real opinion on it, and not just be completely biased and say cartoons are fucking evil. Blah. Cartoons, Disney is terrible though. Disney, all they want to do is sexualize your children, and they want to shove this magic bullshit down your throat. They want to make everyone into a Masonic like orgy of just evilness, and I don't know. Disney is terrible. They promote magic. I mean, the Disney World is like the Magic Kingdom, right? And I don't appreciate you pushing that shit on my children. I don't have children, but I don't appreciate you pushing that shit on me as a child, because it honestly confused the fuck out of me for a long time. I thought that like anything that had to do with magic was more real than anything that had to do with God. And that's what I think the whole magic agenda in all these cartoons is they're trying to force something else spiritual and ethereal onto your children other than God. I don't know. The Simpsons, it's a lot of they try to make Homer is patriarchal and just, you know, stupid and just a bad father, and they try to push this agenda. It's the same way in like every sitcom since the early 90s at least. You know, the dad's always a fucking goof, dumbass drunk, and it was kind of that way in King of the Hill. I think that Hank is probably the smartest of all of his friends, but that doesn't necessarily make him that intelligent. And he's just a beer guzzling guy that's judgmental and, you know, just like so, you know, he sweat his ass away from nervousness, I think. So, you know, cartoons are fucking evil. They're evil. They skew reality and they try to paint this picture of, oh, this is what our reality could be like if people were funnier, if people were more interesting, if people were, you know what I'm saying? They try to push that bullshit more so than they do in like sitcoms and regular television. At least that's my opinion. I don't know. Tell me how I'm wrong. Comment on this video. Let me know why you love cartoons and why I'm a faggot for hating them.